Today we'll be unboxing and reviewing this awesome Mercedes Zetros from Big Toys Direct. So stay tuned. So we finally got our long-awaited Mercedes Zetros from BigToysDirect.com. Now they sent me this to do a full review on, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. We're gonna unbox it, put it together, and just rip on it and see what it does. Even though BigToysDirect.com has sent me this Mercedes to do a review on, my opinion and my review is still gonna be unbiased. So without further ado, I say we bust into the box and we see what's inside that box and put it together and put it through its paces. So let's do it. Oh, it is big. Holy cow. Nicely packaged too. This thing is awesome. This thing is huge, man. Where do we begin? Well, this looks like the seat. It's perforated, it's stitched, it's foam padded. I mean, obviously attention to detail is one of more important things. These are 13-inch wheels, and that's pretty big. These wheels are actually pretty big. We've already played with these styles of wheels because the Toyota Tundra actually comes with the rubber wheels, and the Jeep has the plastic wheels. This is an upgrade. It is well worth the upgrade because these grip better, they're quieter, they ride smoother. There's none of that like crazy skipping and hopping on pavement. These definitely make for a lot better ride. Looks like we've got bearings from both sides. These wheels actually ride on bearings. That's awesome. Here's the specs on this, and this is what makes this thing freaking awesome. So this thing will actually do up to 5 miles an hour with the remote control or without. It's got 3 different speeds on it, so you could actually change the speed of how fast you're going. The cool thing about this is this thing comes with 2 70-watt motors. Look at the size of this thing. That's incredible. It's huge. Look at the size of the battery. This is a 12 amp hour battery. Here's my S9 Plus for size comparison. That's huge. Obviously we have the wheel covers for the wheels, and these are like the HD heavy duty wheels. All the accessories, the side view mirrors, which come with like a protective coating on it. So these are actually pretty good reflectors. There you go, you can see the GoPro. So we'll keep those on for now until we're done putting this thing together. A little jack that hooks up to the auxiliary here, so you could hook up your phone or an MP3 player or whatever for music, because it actually does have a speaker built into it. It also has the MP3 player, which is kind of cool because it comes with a radio. It comes with like, I think there's like a couple of songs programmed on here. But the fact that you could use your own USB or even like SD card with music on it, it will actually play it to whatever songs your kid likes or whatnot. And then also we have a little bit of hardware, and these are for the wheels. These are the tools that actually you put the nuts on for the wheels. And of course the instruction manual. Here's the steering wheel. The cool thing about this is an actual Mercedes-Benz licensed product. So you have all the Mercedes emblems on the front. This thing's awesome. This is the remote control. So you pretty much have your go button, your reverse button, your speed, of which speed you want to go, left and right. And this is kind of cool, the parking button. Now the parking button, what it does is it'll actually lock this thing out. If your kid is sitting in the Ride On toy and decides that they just want to press the pedal and they're not familiar yet with like actually steering it and doing it right, the park button just stops it. So We've used the park button many times because my daughter is actually at a point where she's trying to drive it herself, and she'll just usually aim for other people's cars or trees. So this button usually just stops it, which is great. Last but not least, this is obviously the charger. That's a big charger. That's pretty neat how they package this all up in a manageable box. It's kind of nice because these nuts come pre-installed in the place that they're gonna go, so you're actually not fishing in a bag trying to figure out if you got the right hardware or not. And now here's another thing that I noticed that's kind of cool, that I most of the toys at like Walmart and, you know, like all the eBay stuff that I've seen, the issue with that is they just use the little cotter pins to hold everything in place. This actually legitimately has, look at this, it's got, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but these are nylon nuts. So they're self-locking nylon nuts. Maybe this camera will pick it up a little better. So the pretty cool thing is, obviously, you know, you could put this thing together yourself, or you could do it with your kid. If your kid likes this type of stuff of putting things together, you could make it into like a little project type of deal. The nuts come pre-installed to where you know where they need to go because they're already on there. Clip the zip ties that are on here. There we go. So this little bar right here that was laying on the bottom, it's kind of cool because look at this. You just pick it up and it snaps into place with this little guy here. So you could actually unsnap it and move it back out. That's kind of a really cool thing to have in here. They have these little protectors on here so your little one doesn't get their fingers in there and they don't get it pinched if somebody tries to get into it as they're playing with it or messing with it or whatever. So this is kind of a cool little protection thing for your kid's fingers. Next thing is showing is this long bar that was in the box, and we're sliding it through the axle to get these wheels on. Line it up and slide it into the motor. There you go. That wheel is locked on. Alright, let's hook up the steering wheel. Simple click connector. It just clips on. That's awesome. And then comes the windshield. Like, even the little things like this, there's really no way to mess it up because it only goes in one way and everything just clips in. This is how easy it is to hook everything up. You take the one loose wire and you put it onto the terminal. That's it. We're ready to install our seat, and that's all it really takes. Goes into the clips. Put on these wheel covers. Look at that. These are basically the only tools I use to put this whole thing together. This thing just looks massive and beastie. I mean, look at this. Like, legit. The fact that it's got legit emblems, obviously the twin Mercedes setup as the real thing does. I have plans for this thing, and I can't wait for you guys to see what I have in mind. But before we do that, let's get this thing outside and let's see what it can do. All right, so my kid hasn't seen it yet. I pulled up the Mercedes outside right now, and I'm gonna pull it up as she's coming outside, and we'll see what her reaction is. So I'm kind of excited to see what she's gonna think about it. Look, look. What do you think? Open. Open? Open? Okay, let's open it. Go, jump in. Yeah,
Alright, so you guys seen this thing in action, and first of all I want to thank BigToysDirect.com for sending me this to do a full review on. And I gotta say, we've been testing this thing for about a week now, and it's been absolutely great. I really have nothing bad to say. I am impressed with a couple of things. One of the things that I'm really impressed about is the remote range. We were out usually when we're in the park or whatever. We're pretty far out, and you know, she drives away pretty far. If she gets into trouble, the remote still works. So the range on it is absolutely great as far as battery life goes. The park that we go to, it's about a mile away. She drives it there and back, as well as playing at the park, and when we get back, there still is plenty of battery life left for her to play around in the yard or whatever, drive around. So I'm definitely sold on this huge battery. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that it has these rubber wheels. Now BigToysDirect.com is offering these, they're called EVA. They're foam rubber type of tire. I think this is the new standard for ride-on toys because honestly, it's a smooth ride. It's quiet. It doesn't hop and bounce like the plastic tires do. It gives my kid a comfortable ride, so I feel like this is the new standard. BigToysDirect.com actually offers this in two models. One of the models is a larger 24 volt two-seater, and this is a smaller single seater, which I feel like this is absolutely still great for size. It's big and tall, and yet it fits through the doorways if you have to get it into your house or things like that. One of the drawbacks I want to talk about is the little wire that it comes with. Now, it is kind of an extra thing. You don't really need it unless you're going to use your phone or MP3 player for music, which that's why it's not such a huge deal to me. The wire is just a little bit too short, and I found myself the wire disconnecting or the phone falling. If that's something that you're going to use, you might want to look into your own wire. Something that you could put maybe the phone in the back of the truck so that it doesn't get banged up. The only other thing that I'm kind of disappointed in a little bit is obviously it has the working headlights, which I absolutely love, the twin headlights in the front. It's just like the real thing, but the rear taillights, they are non-functioning, which is kind of a little bit of a drawback for me. Now, they do feature this handle in the back, which makes it super easy to transport this thing because it lifts it off the rear driving wheels, and you basically carry it or pull it using the free spinning front wheels, which makes it super easy to move. Or if your kid leaves it on the driveway, you want to pull it into the garage, you grab the handle and just pull it in. Super easy, super nice. So if you guys are in the market for something like this, make sure you check out bigtoysdirect.com. I would honestly suggest this being the only place to buy something like this as a ride-on toy for your kid, because they stand behind their product. They offer full warranty. They also stock parts if something breaks or whatnot, or you end up damaging it somehow. The advantages for buying from bigtoysdirect.com, besides the customer service and all that, is the fact that these things are actually better than most of, like, even if you have something that looks similar on the marketplaces like eBay and things like that, they're honestly not the same. So they pay attention to the details, and they include things that others don't, like 70-watt motors, a huge 12-volt, 12-amp-hour battery for long riding time, leather perforated seat with stitching, and just little things like that that set them apart and make them a great company and a great place to buy a ride-on toy from. So I want to thank you guys for watching my video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure that you do. We have some plans for this thing, and we're going to be doing a little project with this that I think is going to be pretty cool. So keep your eye out for that, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.